All right, and we're live. Welcome everybody to the Compelled Unbeliever, Compelled Unbeliever after party. It's a little bit later than usual. There's just four of us in here today so far. Anyways, we have Insects Are Cool, and we have, of course, David on Compelled Unbeliever, and Duke Bonanza has joined us as well. Actually, I was just saying to Duke earlier as I was trying to figure out how to send him the link to join, and all of a sudden he popped in it's like he read my mind or something. So
I'm definitely in your head.
Yeah. You said he was watching it on when you were coming home or something, right? Or listening to it or something.
Yeah, I had it turned on my ride home on my commute. Was watching what I could of it. I missed the first part of it because I'm still at work, but.
It was just me. You didn't miss anything.
Well, he wanted to hear you because he knew you, right? So.
Yeah, you're one of my favorite channels. Unfortunately, I don't get to watch much of people's content anymore because, I work constantly, and then when I'm on my downtime, I'm not really watching YouTube videos. I'm doing other things, but
you're in the streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Neil's channel too.
My channel, or David's channel.
I said Neil's channel. I like your channel.
Well, thanks, but
yeah,
you should.
So David can suck it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't mean that way.
Oh, poor David. Let's give
I love what Neil does, and I think it's very important. And I really see your channel growing and growing and growing, and I don't think you'll ever run out of guests. And I think it's very, very important because as we go on, there's going to be more and more people seeking, like I did. I told you in the interview, I didn't know there was such thing as atheists, really. I mean, I knew I was an atheist, but I wasn't
a lot, to be honest.
I wasn't those atheists. They're all haters and everything. And
or those Jews.
Those Jews, yeah.
We were just talking about before we went live, yeah.
Yeah. And so when that's why I have that tattoo, and why I want a channel is to normalize atheism. So people don't go through what my son went through. Right. I was hiding, and in my video where I talk about the reason I got the tattoo, on Atheist Nexus, I began to get a friend. He was Egyptian, or he is Egyptian. He ended up in prison for blasphemy. He got out, and then he was on the run, running from house to house to house, every 2 weeks. And then I didn't hear anything from him. And I felt like an ass because I was hiding, in the United States. I was hiding behind my atheism and in the closet all those years. And I was in a place, in a country where I could have a platform to speak to people all over the world. And help normalize atheism all over the world. And I was hiding. And I felt guilty about that.
So sorry. I wasn't vocal about my atheism at first either. I wasn't vocal until I started finding more of atheists on YouTube and stuff, and then I got more open. I'll talk more about that in my own conversion story on this show.
I was obnoxiously open. But then again, I'm obnoxious about every damn thing. I pissed off everybody.
You're the bad influence in the crowd. you were the kid. You were the kid that said, "Do it."
Yeah. Let's just give it a shot. We'll give it a try. So let the chips fall where they may. I mean,
Duke's the one that everyone's mother warns him about. So don't play with that Duke boy. He's terrible.
No. I could talk the devil into setting his own asshole on fire, buddy. Everybody's mothers loved me.
You know what? I would probably pay a month's salary just to see that.
Well, yeah,
I believe it.
You know what? Though, to speak up about what I love about Neil's channel, in a world where, in an environment where people are constantly. In a world, there was a man. He looked like a biker angel. In an environment where there's just constant fucking, just these weird dumpster fire debates and everybody's at each other's throats about shit all the time. Like Neil has a channel where it's just a place for atheists to come and actually tell their story in a reasonable fashion without getting a bunch of shit. And yeah, that's super important because like we're strawmanned on why we are atheists on a daily basis by people who don't even understand our position properly. And to have this just catalog of atheists actually just telling their stories and what brought them out of faith and what brought them to be activists and whatnot is super important because it's giving voices to people, and especially giving voices to people who, you know, may have very small channels or just have Twitters or, you know what I mean, not have huge followings. Not, you know, like Neil literally seems to have just anybody who wants to talk about it on, and that's just awesome.
And even though I hallucinate every day, there's real people on his channel, and you can see that.
I'm not real, David.
But really, and it is important for people to see real people, is what my point is.
Yeah, it's important because they can look at this situation, they can say, "Holy shit, I empathize with that. I went through that same shit. I came out as an atheist and lost all this shit, and lost friends, and lost this and that and the other." And you know, and I mean, and not everybody's story is the same. Some people come out as atheists, and it never really even affects their lives. Everybody in their lives just go, "Okay, well, you know."
That's where Kate and I cannot relate, and I've stopped asking her, you know, how is it that you just never believed, and why are you active? And every time she's like, because people are trying to force me to believe what they believe. I was like, yeah, but why do you care? Because people are trying to, and then she just gets tired of me asking. So I don't even broach that anymore.
Matt Randall said something pretty funny in the comments. He's like, Duke is a figment of everyone's imagination.
I am an invented figure, sir. I am a highly sophisticated computer algorithm that's been designed to infiltrate and destroy the atheist community from the inside out.
He is.
I'm here.
I don't know why the links don't work for you in the Twitter message group. Yeah, I'll fucking email you one and you'll jump in here. It's like no problem.
There you go. Yeah. Hello,
Matthew.
everybody.
I don't know if you've met David before or you know about him.
No, but I did start following him though. From what little I heard, he sounds like a pretty cool dude. So.
Oh, he is. But David, maybe look behind you from now on, right? Matthew's following you. You know, you might.
I think I've seen you before on a stream.
Yeah, possibly.
But we have not met.
No, we probably haven't. But that's okay though. I'm meeting you now. I think you're a cool guy. That's what counts.
So you were like an hour away from me yesterday, apparently, or was it the day before yesterday?
I was like 35 minutes away from you, dude.
What, like Blaine or something?
Linden.
Oh, you're kidding me!
No, I had to unload at an AT&T store. I was putting in all the fixtures, the cabinets, and stuff like that, where all the cell phones go on display. We do a lot of business with RCS. Cool. So so now I got to do one in Bellevue, Washington.
That's fairly close too. It's
about
40
right now,
minutes.
And from where I'm at, it's like 55 miles, something like that. I'm at exit 202. What do they call that? Marysville.
Oh yeah.
So I'm still not too far away from you, but
you're in Washington.
So I looked up where you were at, where I was at, and when I delivered over in Linden, I'm like, cool. This is about as close as I'll get to Neil. Yeah. I tried to.
If you had a good arm, you could have thrown a stone my way.
I could have, but I don't have that kind of arm anymore.
Hey, Matthew, you should definitely check out David's channel. Reverend Faithful is one of the fucking most amazing characters anybody's ever come up with. He manages to capture everything creepy about
to a T.
To a T. Like it's one of those things where
out, man.
It's it's one of those things where it's wonderfully uncomfortable.
I love that. I love that sort of thing.
You know, Stephen King. Somebody interviewed him and asked him why he wrote the books that he does, or how he comes up with this scary stuff, and he says, "Well, I just write about what scares the hell out of me." Okay, Reverend Faithful creeps me out.
Yeah, no shit.
You're like our version of Stephen King.
There you go.
Reverend Faithful. like the perfect name too.
He's a conglomeration of a lot of things. Does anyone remember Robert Schuller from the Crystal Palace? He was so creepy. And then there's also, I got the cadence of the way he talks comes from a Daniel Carter, which is this guy that I keep on making videos. I can't leave the poor guy alone. I've got to, because I can't.
Complex.
I can't leave the guy alone because he comes up with such bizarre stuff that is so easily refutable. My last video I did to refute him, I took just one quote that he made because he was talking about evidence, and you have to have evidence and not faith and all this. And then he goes through and everything is about faith, every single word. So I just kept on repeating his own phrase through the entire video. I didn't even refute him or rebut him at all. I just let him do it himself, and it was beautiful.
I still think the best thing that you ever did is, if it wasn't you and I'm misremembering, I'm sorry. I'm 99% sure it was you that took all of the different Matt Powell references and spliced them together, and that is got to be.
I've seen that. Yeah.
The top YouTubes of all time. That's one of them. That's up there with Scientist Mel calling Kent Hovind live on stream and trolling the shit out of him. Like
that was fucking brilliant, by the way.
Oh my god! I if I knew where she lived, I would have sent her flowers and chocolates.
So what that video was is Matt Powell was strawmanning atheists, and he just kept on, and this for months and months and months, and he was flatly lying about what atheists were saying. So I spliced together all these different things where he was talking about where he had these conversations with atheists, and he would speak in the atheist context and say, well, the atheist said this. Well, I spliced all those atheist type things that he said together to make him look like an atheist.
It was beautiful. It was fucking beautiful. I mean, because that kid's. It's a weird road for me because he's independent Baptist and I grew up that way, and around, not at his age, but if you had known me at like 14 or 15 years old, I was that guy. To a T.
And
there's a part of me that's like, well, he's programmed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a hard time absolutely hating him because he's programmed. He's been programmed that way his entire life. He's been sequestered away from facts. He's been sequestered away from any kind of reasonable thought or rational abilities. And this is the result. This is what happens when you do that to somebody. And for me, things that led me away from that in the first place was the fact that I am bisexual. So I couldn't justify those beliefs anymore. And then, like, I knew too many, like, as a bisexual, I knew too many gay people that were just fucking fabulous and fantastic that
those are the awesome ones.
that I was like, they're so kind and genuine and sweet and awesome. Exactly. And like, I absolutely cannot fucking toe this line anymore. And for years I held the monumentally what's the word I'm looking for? Condescending position of, love the sinner and hate the sin. Mm-hmm. Until I finally stopped believing. And then I was like, well, I can toss that shit out the window. That's the first thing that goes. I'm going to jettison that motherfucker.
Yeah. Light it on fire first, then jettison.
Oh, trust me, I did. I Facebook lit a bunch of shit on fire and jettisoned it right into the faces of the people that didn't appreciate it.
Duke, here you go again. Now you've inspired me. I just want to tweet now. Love the homo, hate the sex.
That's hilarious.
That'll probably get me in a lot of trouble.
My phone. My phone
You
was
know we're
breaking up.
live, right?
What'd you say?
Oh, you're gonna make him say it again.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
That's kind of like Matt Powell's attitude, though. You know,
Love the homo.
Yeah, love the homo because he loves that word homo, and that is not a word I throw around, but he loves that word. You know, homo this, homo that. I'm like, dude, you're stupid. Stop that. You know, you're supposed to be a loving Christian, and you're trying to degrade people while you're having a conversation with them. That is not productive.
Well, yeah, but once again, though, that goes back to that whole independent Baptist style of thought, where the word of God, as it is understood by independent Baptists, is more important than anybody's feelings. It's more important than tact. It's more important than anything. This is why you'll see them barrel into conversations like the fucking juggernaut, completely misinformed, absolutely ignorant of everything they're talking about, but like unreasonably fucking secure in their positions. I mean, it's just like, oh, it's brutal. And I grew up with it. I mean, I grew up with the hellfire and brimstone with the preachers. Like, I went to one church coming up where it was so bad, people would get up and walk out, and they would celebrate that.
Oh,
they would say, "You really brought the word of the Lord today, and those heathens couldn't stand underneath it. They preached them all out of the room today.
Yeah.
Pastor, you did a good job. You're doing your right. And I'm telling you right now, I'm glad to have you as my pastor, because I wouldn't have one of them goddamn commie, liberal, pinko, homosexual fucking..."
Right. You know,
Yeah, well, it's funny because I think you probably heard that same tribe, and so it's like, if I say that, it's wildly uncomfortable for people who've never been through it. But if you've actually witnessed people say things like this with a straight face and without any expectation of condemnation, it's like, holy shit, these people are out there, and they're out there in droves.
And that was cringy, just hearing you say that. Yet, I'm sorry, it was cringy. Just hearing
I agree with
you. It was, but I grew up in churches that were just like that, and it was normal. And that's scary.
You bring the gospel, brother. Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
And preach it.
You brought the gospel. Preach it, brother. Preach it. Don't give them damn sodomites an inch. They try to take over America. They try to take over America, and they're going to try to push their pinko communist ways on us, and we not like that. Jesus wasn't a communist. Jesus was a good Republican goddamn capitalist.
You tell it, brother. You tell it, brother. Amen.
That's what we need to do, David. We need to get together for a fucking like satire stream where all we do, or even just a video, where all we do is just back and forth with each other ridiculous shit that we don't actually believe. That's so goddamn over the top.
Oh, you know what?
But we have to put a disclaimer at the front that says we don't actually believe this shit.
You know what would be great? To get Black Sofa on there as a DJ Flat Tart, and maybe Emmett Woosley.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to get Stags to do a fucking, because like when I fall into my like redneck persona, the name of that character is Cletus T. Beauregard.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
Cletus T. Beauregard here. Cletus T. Beauregard here, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that Trump, he's doing a good job. I don't care what any of these goddamn liberals say. The goddamn libtards need to shut the hell up. Fucking libtards need to shut up. Guns are good. Homosexuality is bad, and sex is only good if she's on the bottom and has a goddamn ring on her hand. And I ain't gonna be fucking pushed or no way or another by no goddamn facts or anything else anybody says.
And get Reverend Faithful on there. I think that would be a magnificent idea. I think it would be great to just.
I do some Southern voices too, by the way.
Oh,
I am Southern.
Let's hear it.
Well, I do a couple. I do the hey, Early, what are you thinking, man? or I don't know. Let's go talk to Ma. She'll have a better idea. So.
I do one of them good Southern Appalachian kids that never went to school. You know, like
Appalachians.
Appalachians. Like Mama said we don't need to know nothing about no book learning.
But learning.
Yeah. Mama told me, look here now. Mama told me that all you got to understand is that Jesus is Lord and Trump is the king of the fucking universe, and that's all you got to know. You ain't got to know no more than that.
Purple
Don't be
has it.
thinking.
Purple has it. See on the side chat? That's exactly what it should be called.
Oh yeah, the side.
I can't see it. What's it say?
Do an atheist revival.
Oh yes.
Preach on, brother.
after we get done with the revival, we're gonna have dinner on the grounds. There's gonna be 43 different kinds of goddamn casserole. Every one of them's gonna have cream of mushroom soup in it.
Fried chicken.
Yeah, sorry. I guess they couldn't hear you, Adriana, or they couldn't understand what you were saying.
It's okay. I mumble a lot.
That's all right. Yeah, we're used to it though, so we understand you.
You know, actually, that's okay. Do what you were saying about doing a preaching show. I think that would be great. But what about an atheist revival? A different one, completely different format, but an actual atheist revival, like Purple says, where we do the same thing and get just as stupid.
Yeah, but are we gonna wither around on the ground and do all that weird shit?
Who knows? But it could be fun because we are a religion, so we might as well just religion it up.
That's what they think, anyways.
Yeah, that's what they think. I get
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Matthew. All that falling around on the goddamn ground shit is not biblical. They ain't doing it for them. They just doing it and get goddamn attention. There ain't nowhere in the Bible. The day of Pentecost is already gone. You can't be doing that shit. Them heathen motherfuckers what be goddamn holding up them fucking snakes is wrong. All right? I got the Bible and I can show them why I say it's wrong. And I ain't gonna hear that shit from no goddamn pagan ass, half-ass worshiping bullshit motherfucker that thinks that goddamn Jesus was like telling people to flop around on the ground like a fucking fish. That shit don't work.
Okay, Duke, you remind me of a liberal redneck.
Liberal redneck. That's like an oxymoron there.
Do you know who a liberal redneck is?
I love Trey Crowder.
He's amazing. Like,
yes, I absolutely adore him.
Even if you're like hardcore conservative and you hate everything he says, it is so funny and it's so plain spoken at the same time. You can't help but laugh and actually agree with him.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
The one he did about I can't remember the guy. I plugged it. I can't remember the guy. He won the governorship of Georgia, and he's awful. But like he's got this like his campaign ad was literally like, "Hi, it's Brian Kemp." His name is Brian Kemp. He's like, "Hi, I'm Brian Kemp. I like guns. I got a big truck." You know what I mean? Like it's literally that. And he does this thing like
redneck thing.
Yeah, well, Trey Crowder does this thing where he's like, "I'm going to show you an ad from liberals that is what the equivalent of what you're talking about." He does the thing with like where he calls himself Tristan Gay. Was it Tristan Gay Man French name? Hi, I'm Tristan Gay Man French name, and I only drink imported organic nut milk that's been given to me by people with more money than me. That makes me better than you. And it's fucking classic. It's classic. He's so fucking funny. Like, and he's on point most of the time. Like, I'm not going to say I agree with everything the man says because I almost never agree with everything anybody says because I'm a cunt. But
I can't imagine that.
It's one of your enduring qualities.
Yes.
But like, I will watch the liberal redneck and laugh my stupid fool head off every time he puts a video out. He is really funny. Like, Neil, you love him. Yeah, even if I don't agree, I'm still laughing at it. Oh my god. Hold on, guys.
Why? What's wrong?
Okay.
I got here.
Well, yeah, you had to take off. I thought you were eating dinner or something, Adrian.
My parents called me.
Okay.
Do you eat insects for dinner?
Not right now, because I usually just get food from my parents, so not right now. But I've eaten insects before, though.
Is that a cockroach on your shirt?
Oh no, it's not a cockroach. It's a dragonfly larvae.
Okay. I was trying to figure it out.
Cool.
I was looking at it. I was like, what is that?
I used to love playing with those things in my aunt's pond. She used to have them. They'd be all over the pond there, and I'd pick them up and play with them. And I picked up a giant water bug one time. The fucker bit me pretty hard, and I was like running around like a those long ass fucking proboscis thingies or whatever the hell they are, and they stick it right in there. You're just like, oh man, that hurts.
I forget the term. What is the term for the study of bugs? Forget
Entomology.
I wanted to say etymology, but that's the study of word origins.
That could be the eating of the bugs. Is the etymology?
Etymology.
So
we're
are
done
you
studying? Now it's time for etymology.
Are you in the profession, or is it a hobby, or?
I went to college for 5 years as a sorry, let me repeat that. I went to 5 years in college as a double major for entomology and plant biology.
Wow, that's impressive.
She's an overachiever, is what she said.
Yeah. Okay, so who was it? Was it Darwin, or who was it that said that that if God would something to the effect?
JBS Haldane.
What's that?
JBS Haldane. I already know what you're gonna say.
Okay, what's the quote?
If God is inordinately fond of beetles.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's
if God is real, he's inordinately fond of beetles.
Yeah, because they outnumber every other insect.
Yeah,
but not by a little bit. Like there's like millions of them for everything else on the planet.
Yeah. They're the most common and the largest variety.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Darwin's love of beetles and his study of beetles what led him to towards his path towards discovering the theory of evolution?
I know he really liked
insects.
I'm not sure if it paved the way for the theory of evolution or not, though. I haven't read Origin of Species yet.
Okay, so I got a question about beetles now. What is their function?
John Lennon.
If they disappear,
it's to make hand clapping music and then take drugs and make like weird music.
What are we gonna write a song today about? I don't know, something about a yellow tambourine or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Who was that? It was oh my God, Bill Hicks. Bill Hicks is the comic.
Yeah.
They were so high. The Beatles were so high they were on the ceiling. Like get Ringo down here. He's got some great song about a yellow tambourine or something. Fuck it, we'll just all get on the ceiling with him. It'll be fine.
Well, Sam Kinison did something like that too. He made fun of the Beatles a little bit. The great. Sam
but who
Kinison.
hasn't?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but with Bill Hicks, that was part of his shtick where he was like, if you don't think drugs did anything for society, take all the fucking records you've ever listened to and burn them.
Yeah,
because all those fucking guys that made all that great music were real high on drugs.
Oh man, 90% of the lyrics I wrote where I was high. So there you go.
Look at Megadeth. I mean, for their first 4 or 5 albums, they were all on heroin and alcohol and shit.
Oh
yeah. Megadeth is great. It's funny because like as a kid, I hated Megadeth because my brother was into Metallica. So it was like,
and Mustaine left Metallica. He's like, "Ugh, fuck you guys, I'm on my own."
He was kicked out.
He was kicked out. They handed him a fucking. They handed him a bus ticket. Like he woke up in the morning and they were like, "Here's a bus ticket. Go fucking home." And
they woke him up out of a dead sleep. Yeah.
And
like, here you go.
As a kid, like I hated Megadeth because it was one of those rivalry things. And then like in my teens, Countdown to Extinction came out, and I bought that record and I heard High Speed Dirt and I was like, why doesn't everybody fucking love this?
Listen to the riffs, man. Listen to the riffs.
That's the greatest fucking thing ever.
If we have Adriana's, I feel like I'm in here just for the insect comments. Like, well, you're welcome to jump in anytime you want. It's just you just kind of wait for us to ask you stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think she likes Megadeth though.
Adriana, what's your favorite insect?
The Morphoaga, you can look at charts. It's the little blue butterfly that's in my profile pic. That's my favorite insect.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
It's pretty.
Jeez, just put her on the
Because it's
spot
pretty,
there,
okay.
Duke.
Well,
Pretty. It's really pretty.
what's the most
I'll tell you my favorite insect. My favorite insect is with my cousin.
I like that too. You know, like everybody like talking all this Darwin nonsense about spread the goddamn genes apart. Why not keep them close together? That's what family's all about. All right. So, what is the most interesting insect that you've ever studied?
Most interesting? Well, I don't think I could pick one.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
It is a loaded question. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Which one
stood out to you the most?
Yeah, there you go. What's interesting to you right now?
Again, I think there's too many to pick. I don't know. I can pick just one.
That's the
Sorry.
way I feel.
Well, all right. Well, so I'm not asking you to pick your. Let's say I'm not asking you to pick your top, like your favorite. I'm just asking you to say, like, what's an insect with an interesting behavior that you could tell us about?
Fucking dung beetles.
He said dung.
Interesting insects. For some reason, I can't answer that on the top of my head. I mean,
cow killer.
There's
The cow killer answer.
I've got a question
one
for
over
you.
there.
I've got
one
a
over
question
there.
for you.
I know. Yeah, you showed us before.
Can you tell us a little bit about something, some sort of insect that maybe isn't really well known, that basically our ecology could not survive without because of their function in the I don't know.
Dude, that's pretty much every bug except mosquitoes.
I was gonna say, look at the big brain on David.
Well, even with mosquitoes, sometimes sometimes pollinate.
Oh yeah,
Mosquitoes
and
pollinate?
they are food sources for other animals too. So.
And actually, there's some mosquitoes that actually feed on other mosquitoes. Actually.
Yep.
Cannibalism. Cannibal mosquitoes.
Are you familiar?
I like tarantula hawk.
Name.
Are you familiar with the mosquitoes in the subways of London?
Subways of London.
Wait, are you talking about the band that ended up on Gilligan's Island?
No, actually, Bill Nye wrote about it. Basically, during World War II, everybody was hiding in the subways, and these particular mosquitoes got stuck down there, and they are just now getting to where they can breed with the
I thought they were able
above
to
ground, but it's getting extremely difficult, and they think in the next 30 years they will actually be their own species because they won't be able to breed.
Already agreed that they couldn't interbreed with other species of mosquitoes now.
I actually haven't heard about that.
Oh, well, I think that would definitely interest you because it involves evolution and so forth, and where we can observe it. Because
I'll look at that later.
It is happening.
It is happening right before us, and according to Bill Nye, in laboratories they can actually occasionally interbreed, so they're considered a subspecies now. Is that correct, Adriana?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Pine snake, who lives in England, by the way, says they are now considered a ring species.
What does that mean?
They can't breed like with every mosquito type.
So they just have to interbreed then, basically?
Or maybe there's a selective number of mosquito types that they can breed with.
Maybe. You know what? I especially like.
Here we are on Neil Streams. We've gone from crazy shit to mosquito breeding. That's what happens. That's what
Welcome
happens.
to my stream where anything goes.
Guys, I have something to say because it's just related to what Pine Snake just asked. He asked, let me scroll up. He asked a question about insects. He says, "Aren't there insects that cause hallucinations like LSD does?"
Yeah.
Actually, you can actually smoke scorpions. People actually do smoke orchids.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Smoking scorpions to get them high.
We got them over
Yeah.
Really? I'm gonna start catching scorpions.
Yeah.
Hey, a couple of my gay friends, dude, down in Arizona, and they squish them and they make some kind of weird color when they shine the black light on them. But I should tell them, dude, you should smoke those. You can get high.
Yeah. I was just like, I need to do that. Pine Think clarified
What else he needs to do is come hang out.
Hang on. Is they can only breed with their direct ancestors, not the original species.
Which is, to my understanding, and Adriana, please help me out, that would mean that they are indeed their own species now, not a subspecies.
Well, they can't interbreed anymore.
Right.
Like we can't interbreed with
I think so.
Neanderthals.
And that's amazing because that was the 40s. So that's something that we could directly observe. That is evolution now.
They've observed speciation on a much faster scale than that.
Mm-hmm.
Generally with microbes, but
well, and that's why we like fruit flies so much.
Yeah, fruit flies, it happens pretty quick. Yeah,
I was just reading the other day.
Never get my scorpions to stay lit.
That in the embryo stage, scientists have been able to unlock the gene to put teeth. Basically, unlock the teeth gene on, I think it was chickens.
Mm-hmm. They've done it. They've already done it. They have teeth. There are some chickens they bred that have teeth.
I would love to see that. That is so amazing.
Why would chickens need teeth?
Well, because they're dinosaurs.
Really, but it's a testing thing. They also bred chickens with actual dinosaur feet, like little fucking dinosaur feet. And shit.
So then we won't be able to use that saying rare as hen's teeth then. No, okay.
Yeah, Ocean, you should jump in here. Are you still in the group? I don't know if you're in the. I think you left the group.
There's people that actually have like it's a little slit here by their ear, and that's a gill slit. It's very, very rare, but it's a gill slit because we're, before
on people.
On people, yes, absolutely.
I don't have one. I just checked.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not. It's very rare, but it's actually there, and basically it's just a anomaly in the skin. But it's literally a gill slit from when we were fishies.
Now look here, we were never fish. I've never once in my life seen a cat fuck a dog and make a duck.
None of my relatives was no monkey or no fish. Right, that's about it. None of my relatives were no monkey, no fish, no nothing. Next thing you know, you're gonna tell us we come from mushrooms.
You almost sound like Boomhauer there, Neil.
I was going to say,
a little bit.
Use that
it's like
all the time now.
A mix of fucking Sling Blade and Boomhauer there. I reckon.
Okay, the funny thing
I like them taters with the mustard on them. I worked with a guy, dude. Funny story. I worked with a guy once that sounded just like the dude from Sling Blade. So I got this job. So I interviewed with the regional manager. He hired me. They took me to the property to meet who was going to be my direct supervisor. All right. So I walk up and he goes, Duke, this is your supervisor. I'm not going to say his name. And I said, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm Duke. And he goes, I like taters.
Okay.
He said, I don't care how you cook them. I like them. And I said, all right, man. I'll bring you some taters on my first day. And I did. I stopped by Chick-fil-A on the way into work and bought 2 waffle fries and brought them in on my first day of work. And the funny thing about this guy is, like, he's likely the most socially inept person I've ever met in my life. Like, he was so socially inept, it was almost sad. But he took his original Xbox apart, like, soldered the freaking boards on there, changed it, hacked it, and turned it into his own personal computer. Like, the guy could fix literally anything. It didn't matter what it was. He used to go, I'm a high-tech redneck. But like he was like a savant. Like, he was a genius over some stuff, but other stuff. Yeah, man. Well, the other stuff, he was just like, it was like talking to a 3-year-old. Like,
so intellectually, he wasn't there, but you give him like a chicken heart and some sticks, and he can make you a working motor.
So yeah, pretty much.
So you could
pretty much.
So you can relate to him, Duke, okay?
Huh?
I was saying to Duke, can Duke relate to that bloke, okay?
I did not. I did not relate to him well at all. But I respected him. I respected him because, like, it's one of those things. Like, I spent 15 years in the apartment maintenance community, and I can literally fix anything inside of your house. If there's something breaks in your house, I can fix it. But this guy was like a fucking whirlwind. I've never seen anything like it. Like, it didn't matter what it was. If it broke, he would just walk up and look at it and go, "Is this? Just do this. It'll work." Every time.
Gum, coat hanger. It'll work.
That water's got no alcohol in it, Neil.
I know. It's a shame.
Hi, Ocean.
I don't have any. Oh, he snuck in here.
But it looks like
he
he's
sneaks
muted.
in here.
Oh, there he is.
He's got his mic muted all the time. I like you. I like your new little. Yeah, I like your new little logo, the turtle. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, a friend of mine made that for me, and it's been pretty cool.
I like it.
My sigil.
Looks pretty neat.
What's the difference? Tortoise or a turtle?
What do you mean? What's the difference?
Well, it's
listen here. One's got feet, the other don't.
And Neil, is that anything like my fractions are metric comment? Remember that?
Yeah.
Fractions aren't metric. What the fuck?
What are you fucking talking about?
A tortoise will use its damn feet, and a turtle uses rockets.
That's right. And if you've watched,
to Gamera,
if you've watched any goddamn, if you watch any goddamn Looney Tunes, you know that's goddamn true. That's how that tortoise wins. What he does, he got them rockets underneath his shell, and he fires them chips off. He gets way the hell ahead, and then when he gets close to the end, he just.
That's Cecil, and Cecil has been stealing technology from the turtles.
I tell you what.
Now Cecil is a tortoise. And he is a betrayer of the rest of the tortoises, going over to Turtle World, taking their rockets from Gamera, strapping them onto his back, and using them to win races with Bugs Bunny.
I don't know what you folks are laughing about, okay? Because that's how the Earth goes around the sun. Okay, it's them turtles. They're all stacked up right there in that Bible.
No.
That's goddamn right. It's turtles. It's turtles all the way the hell down the line. It's just
all
nothing
the way
turtles
down
on turtles.
And they got freaking rockets. Okay, and that's how the sun goes
y'all
around
don't
the Earth.
understand.
I said it all wrong because that's how the sun goes around the Earth. Okay.
Look here, buddy. I'm going to have to teach you a damn thing about cosmology now. Now, what happens is there is a giant turtle who is the almighty Gamera, who is strapped, and on top of that, the Earth, the flat surface of the Earth is strapped onto it through a series of rubber bands. And the rockets are activated, and he goes careening around the sun at a breakneck speed, but we don't feel a damn thing because we are protected by the almighty force of the great Gamera. And don't you tell me no different, and I'll smack you upside the head with my holy text.
Wrath of the Turtles.
I caught non sequitur show today. And Godless Engineer is on there, and he's like this most of the video.
Oh yeah.
Most of the show, Godless Engineer is just like this.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that earlier.
Because this guy is going on just like that. Sounded just the same.
Wait, did you actually say something about turtle?
And Godless Engineer of all people was speechless.
Yeah, which is a rarity. It's hard to keep John down. So.
But when he's like, the whole stream is just like this.
It's a constant face palm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you guys just reminded me of something.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Yeah, you did. Shut up, Terry.
It's our fault.
I spoke with Kyle Curtis, and on March 27th, he's going to be on the show.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
He's going to be on the show for 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm. He's going to talk about his hair.
Oh, yeah, probably. That's okay. It's pretty fucking fabulous hair.
It is fabulous hair.
Okay, that's a question. Why am I the only girl here? Where's all the other girls?
I don't know.
Sassy ain't here.
Well-
she could talk about mine and Neil's bromance.
What time is it? Oh, it's 9:56. Okay. In about 2 hours, I turn into a girl, so it'll be okay.
I'd pay money to watch that.
I'm only a girl on the weekends, dude.
Is it
Shit.
like is it you transform into a pumpkin and on the way you're a chick?
Well, no, I transform into a cantaloupe, and then
Antelope. Oh, okay.
and then from there, I bounce into the vagina and the boobs.
Is it?
It's evolution.
It's evolution, dude.
It's
Listen.
evolution.
Oh, is
Haven't
that
you-
what it is?
Yes.
That's
Haven't you
what
ever seen it?
evolution is now.
Yes. Haven't you ever seen a dog fuck a cat and make a turtle? I mean, that's where you come from.
Yes.
Stop
Oh,
that
that's
shit.
Yes, I have.
I
Yeah.
learned so much on this
Yeah.
show.
No, I lived on a farm, and that would happen a lot. It's true.
Dogs would fuck cats and you get turtles.
God damn it!
I'll tell you what, I had a few friends on the
I'm
farm.
this close to making like a goat fucking joke somewhere in there. Like, that's
Hey, you
where
know
it's
what?
at.
Look
We've
here
heard worse
now.
from Duke.
Well, for a
Look here
start,
now. Hold up now. That goddamn goat was not related to me in any way, form, or fashion.
but its offspring was apparently my cousin.
Or my uncle. Or my uncle. Depending on how you weigh it, it could have been my uncle. I don't know.
Oh,
Was that
we've
goat-
heard.
Was that goat
Go ahead.
joke ended with "You don't need a stepladder"?
You Velcro gloves.
No, but you do need a pretty good collar.
Okay,
Why
this is
don't you
really
just-
bad. This is really
I just
bad. because
walked into a chat full of a bunch of deviants. That's what
That's exactly it. Yeah.
This is
The
really bad
proper-
because where I live,
y'all
I
need
am-
Jesus.
known throughout the area as being the goat man.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We don't want to
Yeah.
Y'all
corrupt Diana.
definitely
We don't want
need
to
some
corrupt
solid Jesus.
Diana, though, do we?
in the butt.
Yeah, but
By Chuck Tingle.
by Chuck Tingle.
By Chuck Tingle.
Not pounded in the ass by my novel, not pounded in the ass, and that's okay.
How does that fucker shit always sneak into these streams?
Because it's hilarious. It's inherently hilarious. And then on top of that, David was in on this. Lavender Lady stream with the ASMR and the Chuck Tingle thing is one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Yeah.
Jim with one N was classic from the fucking chat.
Oh, she's hilarious anyways. So.
I need an adult.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Adults are no fun.
Adults are overrated.
Well, I'm not an adult, but I play one on TV. So
There you go.
I'm scared.
You should be, especially with Duke around.
Oh my God. Yes, that's true.
Oh my god!
It's always my
Oh
fault.
my god.
It is
That's true.
consistently my fault every fucking time.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
but
the
it-
instigator, Duke. It's always your fault.
Life would be so boring without Duke, though.
I know.
If there wasn't that one guy who says all of the inappropriate shit that we want to say, Duke actually just says it.
That's true. It's funny because I was trying to figure out because Duke's kind of off Twitter at the moment, and I was trying to figure out, how do I let him know about the stream? I had no idea that he was already paying attention to it on his way home, and I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I transfer the link from here, maybe through my email to my phone, and then I could text him the link. But
It was
and
telepathically.
then he pops into the stream. I'm like, what?
I'm pretty sure
I didn't
Duke
even
could-
do anything.
I'm pretty sure Duke could start 7 YouTube channels and lose 7 YouTube channels in a week.
This is true. This is absolutely true.
The first one to get banned is the PG one.
Yeah.
I just couldn't imagine Duke having a PG rated YouTube channel.
That's why it got banned.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna start a show where I was gonna read the Bible like an asshole. That was my first idea. I was just gonna read the Bible and be like, bullshit.
There's some video or there's some cassette tape floating around.
Don't even fucking talk to me about cassettes right now.
Sorry. Was that a sore subject for you?
Let me just
both my guitarist and my drummer are collectors. And they each of them have like 15 fucking cassette players. I'm like, what do you need 15 for?
Because you can't find them anymore, probably.
Same reason I need 7 cars, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess as a collector, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got 3.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So here's Duke reading the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heaven. That's bullshit. And the earth. Bullshit again.
That's even more bullshit.
And the earth was without form. I don't know what the fuck that means. And void. I don't know. And darkness was upon the face of what face of the deep. There's a deep.
You talking about the face on Mars?
And then the Spirit of God moved. I don't know what that means. And upon the face of the what's that? Was ocean there?
When I was younger. I got to get going real quick.
Oh, he's got his own.
Listen to this. Listen.
Did you just get text messages?
That's my girlfriend's call.
Ringtone?
I'm gonna have to call her back here, but it was funny because I was like trying to get a ringtone for my girlfriend. And I'm going.
Guys, everybody send this to his girlfriend as video evidence that he's just ignoring her calls.
Send her a link to this.
It's hilarious. I picked this ringtone and everything, and like Neil's done it for me now. My I guess you call it catchphrase, whatever is. It just got real, and I've had a bunch of people saying this at the beginning of my videos. For some reason, Dallas Wade comes up on my ringtone. It just got real. And I laughed my ass off. I was like, okay, when I get in trouble and she calls, like right now because I ignored a phone call, it just got real.
You're about to be in trouble.
If you tell her you're in a stream, I'm sure she'll understand.
Yeah.
No,
anyway, I gotta go.
We got you back.
That's not how it works.
I know.
You had a perfectly legitimate excuse. I'll be mad at you for only a week.
I used to have this
for a week.
I used to have this ringtone for my girlfriend when she was being mean to me, and it would say, "Asshole calling." There's an asshole calling. Caller ID. It just.
I get it, but how does his phone know that she's mad at you? Was there another one for when she wasn't mad at you? That's what I mean.
No, because she was.
So it was always asshole. I see.
Yeah.
Every time that he gets a call from his girlfriend gets a menu. Press 1 for you're angry. Press 2 for
Press 2 for pick up onions.
Press 3 for you're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah.
No,
Press 4 for I'm out of
I have never slept on the couch, dude.
So the problem is that as soon as he hears that message, it's going to be, well, I'm more mad.
Yeah. I have never slept on the couch, man. Like, it was one of those things where, like, my ex-wife was like, "You need to go sleep on the couch." I was like, "Why? I'm not mad." You go if you don't want to sleep next to me. You go sleep on the couch. I'm sleeping in my bed.
My bed.
I'll pay for my money that I work for, and goddamn it, you're goddamn don't need to be trying to tell me how to do things.
I don't know.
Is
that a sentence?
I think so.
I don't see you moonshining on the weekends to pay for a goddamn king size bed. I tell you what.
It's hard working a street corner.
It is hard working a street corner, Neil. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Well, yeah. Did you raise some more money, Neil, showing your ass off and for Faithless Forum?
Oh yeah, $3.
Oh come on, it's worth more than that.
Well, it's a little lady, and that's all she had. So
Come here, Sonny. I don't know.
Then I gave her $1.50 back because she had to go for coffee. So I made $1.50.
I was gonna go get some coffee, but Sonny, you got a nice ass.
You say that, and it's happened to me twice now. When I was not that. Just hang on.
Oh.
And I was standing on the street corner, Going back to the shut up.
Oh my God.
All good stories start off with that. I was
Just
standing
shut
on the
up.
street corner.
Yeah. So I'm this one time at I'm standing on a street corner, and all of a sudden I felt something grabbing my hair, and I'm like, what the hell? And I turned around, and it's some little old lady. She goes, "Oh my God, you have such beautiful hair." And I'm like, "Oh, well, thank you." And this is actually back when it was beautiful. But I was probably 33 at the time. I think I was still managing a parts store. So, we were down a driver, so I was driving that day, and it happened like almost in the same place about 2 weeks later. The same. I swear it was the same lady too, because they all kind of look the same down there.
So you've got a lucky spot.
I get little old ladies. I get little old ladies groping my chest in the ER.
Nice.
So like I check them in, I go talk to them. They're like, "You have a nice chest," and they like reach up and grope it, and I'm like,
"This is
why? Thank you.
Yeah,
Why? Thank you. You have a copay. You have a copay of $175 today. How would you like to take care of that?"
Maybe some more chest groping.
Lucky she
So if you
wasn't.
pay the $175, you can grope my chest as much as you like.
And if she was good looking, you'd say, "Can I do it back to you?"
Yeah, no.
No,
Maybe
now
go
you've
for the
gone too
full
far,
service.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe go for the full service groping.
Terry. Wait, are we talking about happy ending?
Why? Yeah, maybe. It depends on how good looking she is, don't you know?
Well, maybe she's super nice.
Could be.
Either or, you're going to get the same result.
Yeah, as long as she's good at it.
It's all about the results. Yeah, that's a better way to approach it.
Yeah.
Yogurt.
It's all about skills, man.
Yeah, yogurt.
It's about yogurt.
It's all about the yogurt. Getting the yogurt surprise at the end.
I am not even going to ask.
What the fuck have I walked into?
I'm wondering
Apparently
that too. And I
yogurt.
started.
It's just like, all right, we need to just like get over. Okay, what is going on here?
So
Keep these guys all back with a stick.
You get me and
how
Duke
about
together.
them bears? How about them bears?
How about them bears?
Yeah, bears.
Them bears.
Damn
What bears? What bears?
You get-
Grizzly bears.
Seriously, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I know. I see you
what's
going,
going
yep, I'll just agree with you.
You mean koalas? What are you talking about?
Well, of course.
Technically, they're not bears.
They're not a bear, Neil.
Straw bears.
I know that.
Yeah, drop bears. Yeah, drop bears. Yeah.
Well, of course, if Sassy was here, she would tell Terry that the damn limeys don't know anything about the bears, even though Terry's not a limey.
Well, she thought he was British or something.
Yeah. So
That's
Crikey, mate.
Crikey.
you wank.
Is that a command?
No, Neil does a better Aussie accent than I do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
What are you talking about?
Like we give a toss.
No, that's not right.
That's not a knife. That's a knife. There you go.
There you go.
I could do all kinds of accents, actually.
The ultimate Australian.
Terry?
Not sure.
Crocodile Dundee. He's the ultimate Australian.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking of Terry there for a second.
Have you ever seen Paul Hogan's early work when he used to have the
Purple's
TV
here.
show?
Hey, purple.
Hey, purple.
When he used to have Delvine Delaney and Strop on.
You know,
No.
I'm trying to be productive and get my apartment organized, but you people just keep needing responses to everything you say.
Purple, quit pointing your finger at us, all right? You're blaming us. Come on. Man.
Put that away.
Stop that shit.
No, it's your fault, and I got the manager coming in here Monday, so if I get evicted, it's on you.
Oh,
Cash me
Send
outside.
me the bill.
How about that?
Cash me outside. Wow.
What?
Cash me outside. How about
All right.
that?
All right. Matthew, you're fired.
I'm concerned.
Shit.
Matthew's about to start a rap album.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Yeah,
A hip hop album.
with Daniel
The hot-
Bergoli.
The hottest mixtape of 2019.
Yeah, there we go.
With a little bit of
Robert.
metal.
It's a good way to transition your career from Dr. Phil appearances, I hear.
Yeah, I gotta work that in with the fame. Yeah. So
I have to drag Badger in here. He's out in the side chat.
Yeah, Badger's like, I'm the British one.
So is he pissed that we're all making fun of British people, or
No, we
damn
weren't making
limeys.
fun of- we weren't
damn
making-
limeys?
Nah, he's not pissed. He's got that big dick in his hand. He's good.
Yeah. He's always got that walking around or hanging
What
around.
have I
or-
walked in?
Is he hitting people with it?
Hey, you were there when, in the chat when we were going on, so you had options, man.
I guess I did.
And you've been in a few of these, and you see how south they can go.
Which south? My south or your south?
What? I don't know what's happening anymore.
You don't exist.
Well, now
Maybe
he
it's
technically
seven.
does.
I
Now he's
turn
not
on my
just one.
camera, and that's when you say I don't exist. That's what happened just now.
Yeah, I was
Look, and now
talking
he's
about Terry.
Like as soon
I was talking
as
about
like,
Terry
all right,
because he's
hey,
in
look.
Australia.
Oh, okay, that's true.
He's sad
There.
now. Look at him. Look at him.
I don't
He's
know
sad.
what. I don't know what. Like, isn't it, like there's no evidence for Australia?
That's true.
No.
Like really?
It all started with that one girl, I think, that started tweeting about that.
I've got
Yeah,
an
I've never.
envelope here with
Honestly, I know people that say they're in Australia. I've seen maps that claim Australia exists, but I've never I've never seen like real evidence of Australia.
You've
Well, I've got,
never
an,
seen
I've got an envelope here with my address on it. Is that good enough?
No,
no,
I
you've
thought
never
that's
seen a
not-
real
you
Australia.
could just write Australia down on a piece of paper and send it to me. I mean anybody can do that. Somebody in New York can send me like an envelope that says, "Look, my address is in Australia." Like that was what Nemo, like Finding Nemo, was about. Was them trying to find Australia, and then they wound up in California.
I can get a
Because it doesn't
kangaroo.
fucking
I can get a
exist.
selfie with a kangaroo.
Wallaby Way or whatever the fuck it is. All these
Wallaby
like
Way.
that's the thing is that like all the creatures in Australia are like stuff of mythology. Like there's all these monsters trying to kill you. Like you've got rabbits that stand up and hop around and have pouches.
don't they
You've
have
got these
wallabies?
fucking duck-billed things that
I'm talking
sting
about
you and-
kangaroos. What are those creatures? It's like the centaurs of the rabbit world.
Jeez. Don't they have like wallabies down there? What's a wallaby?
Yep.
Yeah, we got a
Wombats.
It's basically a
Wombats.
kangaroo that got hit with Rick Moranis' shrink ray.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, eh?
And like everything can kill you.
Yeah. Like what? I found out reading about the platypus, another mythological creature, that apparently it's poisonous.
Yeah, they have
Like
stingers.
it actually has like some kind of like spur on it. It's like that's made up. There's no way that thing exists.
Oh, Badger's mad. He's growling.
It's got a beak, it's got hair, it lays eggs, and it's poisonous. Please.
And it's got a duck bill and a beaver tail.
No, but
It's like
and a beaver
bunch of
tail on
leftover
top of all
parts.
that. Like what kind of like strange, mad scientist created this monster? That doesn't actually exist.
the
Well, I'll tell you-
platypus
I'll tell you-
happened because
I'll tell you-
on, the
And what are the
platypus happened
crocodiles?
because
Like-
on the ark, all the
Like-
animals there figured they were going to be closed up on this cruise for so long, they might as well start a swingers group. So you got the
That's
geese
right.
and the
That's
beavers and the
evolution.
scorpions all together.
And
That's
then the
evolution
platypus
right
was made.
there.
Mhm.
That's
So-
evolution right there. There was a fucking beaver fucking a goddamn duck, and the duck gave birth to something, and it fucked a goddamn
Wallaby.
tarantula.
Wallaby.
And next thing you know, you got a poisonous fucking mammal what licks eggs and shit.
A wall of lantern, whatever. So the thing that really makes me think that fucking Australia doesn't exist as well is like, you have a dog and it's called a dingo or some shit. But anyway, like when you get into these like really
It's an
crazy
atheist, too, 'cause
things
it
that
eats
live
babies.
in Australia, it
Atheist
gets
dog.
really uncreative after a while. Like they have a really poisonous spider that's just a black widow with the abdomen turned upside down. Or when you get into like, there's a crocodile that's there and it's not some like weird ass shit. It's just a bigger version of all the same shit. Like, so who cares, right? This Australia doesn't exist. Prove to me otherwise, we can talk. But as far as I know, it's just people claim that they live there, and there's a lot of CG animation of kangaroos and shit. That's all it is, and everything else is just like photoshopped black widows, and like enlarged crocodiles, and that's it.
spiders.
Like,
You
and
know,
there's
that
like spiders that take up the entire wall down there or some shit. Like, what is
They
that?
have those in
Hunt-
Texas.
Huntsman's, yeah, Huntsman.
Oh, the huntsmans are nasty.
Yeah, that's
too.
another made up thing.
Yeah, but they only live in the sewers, man. They only live in the sewers. They only live in the sewers, and they eat children's souls.
It's like I saw that shit on Godzilla. I know what those special effects are.
Yeah, the old Harryhausen movies.
They live in the sewers.
Unfortunately, I wish it was true. If Australia didn't exist, we wouldn't have Ken Ham.
Yeah, or what the fuck, Ray Comfort. You know that goddamn animal you were all talking about. That'd be Ray Comfort and Kirk Cameron's wet dream.
The platypus. I think that honestly, I think the platypus is a good response to the crocoduck.
Yeah, the crocoduck.
Like, it's like he puts up the crocoduck and he goes, "This doesn't exist, therefore evolution isn't true." And then you post up a picture of a platypus and say, "Yeah, bitch, it is." Look at this thing.
What about the poor excuse for a beaver?
This was not designed by anything intelligent.
Yeah, no. He was. I always said that they hit him and like whoever else up there sitting around going, "All right, we got a beaver tail left. We got a duck bill.
Yep.
We got this weird little fucking prong stinger thingy. Ow, fuck that sharp. Hey, put it all together and make an animal with it. It'll be the most fucked up thing ever. It'll be great."
I think Neil's gotten high a couple of times and made animals.
Yeah, a few times.
Actually, I had that same theory that the platypus was invented right after marijuana.
Yeah.
On day 8, God made marijuana. Then on day 9, he made the platypus.
Have a shake.
You have a shake? Is it an
Day-
insect shake?
No, it's an Oreo cheesecake. Oreo cheesecake.
Ooh.
Day 10, God made LSD. Day 11, God made the mantis shrimp.
There you go.
Hey, is this real?
Talking shit about the Brits.
What'd you say?
Wasn't me.
Did I hear you lot have been talking shit about the Brits?
I can't hear what Adriana's saying because people are talking.
So you go first, Adriana.
What did you say, Adriana?
She's got a cheesecake shake.
This way to talk. Anyway, are insects real?
Insects? I don't know.
Which one?
Are they?
Is that like having sex with your cousin? Insects?
Oh, no.
I was gonna make that joke, but I decided not to. Like that joke came into my head, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave that there. Thanks for picking that up. By the way,
I just saw Duke's roll there.
Well,
you saw it land there and went, "Oh, this sounds funny. I'll use this one."
Insects are most of the.
It's like I think he saw me drop that joke, and it like rolled across the hangout over to Matthew, and he was like, "I'll say it."
Oh yeah, because it totally rolled past Duke. He didn't pick it up,
Duke's
so
muted.
I had to.
Yeah, we're dealing with this climate change. Everything froze over in October, and I haven't seen an insect since.
I do
It's
have
the
somebody
opposite
who believes. Well, I mean, a friend of mine that keeps perpetuating the idea that birds aren't real because he didn't see any during the government shutdown. And
what?
He didn't start seeing birds again until after the government shutdown was done. Therefore, birds are
Project Bluebeam.
Right. There's birds. Birds are just government creations in order to spy on us.
Didn't you know
Does
that
anybody
birds
believe that like
shot-
a little parasite thing is going to sprout wings and fuck off? Like, is that happen in nature? Probably not.
Didn't you know that that's why birds sit on the power cables, because they're drones and they're charging?
That's recharging. Yes.
They're charging. Yeah.
Yep.
They've got little USB ports in their feet.
I'd buy that for $1. Wait.
This makes a lot more sense than half of the videos I've seen on the internet.
David just left.
And there's the great Robotech reference. Thank you.
RoboCop reference.
RoboCop.
Yeah. Robotech.
That's what
I'd say
Robotech.
that
Robotech.
insects are
Robotech
just
was
more
awesome
advanced
too, though.
technology than birds. That they're
Insects
able to
are?
So insects aren't real.
They exist. I mean, we see them,
Okay.
right? But they're actually
I got
government
some right
spies.
there.
Yeah.
Have you ever touched
Little
one?
tiny robots.
Did you remove the cameras from those?
yes, I did.
Good.
She's responsible
Good.
for putting the cameras in there.
Yeah, that's her other
Sorry.
job.
That's what
Sorry.
goes on. They get delivered to her. Those are ones that are not assembled yet behind her.
Yeah.
You're part of the conspiracy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got right behind her all those little cameras.
Now I'm scared.
The government wishes they could make a camera as good as a dragonfly eye.
Yeah, no
Oh,
kidding.
yeah.
Those damn things can see a full 360 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can make we have cameras now that can do that, but not like it's usually made out of multiple cameras. Like there's a really awesome little like they make VR stuff out of them, like VR videos. It looks like this fucking ball of cameras that are usually GoPro size things, and it's essentially works the same way that a compound eye works. So you get like several different images that then are compiled into this one image through a computer that you can put on a VR headset and look around.
Cool.
Yeah, a friend of mine was on one of the earlier productions using that technology. They used it to do like this monster attack where you were like involved in the attack and you like look up and you see this creature and you're running and all that shit. It's a really cool little thing, but it's not. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be making a movie with that technology that goes out in the theaters anytime soon or anything like that. But
I think that would be much more cool to make a video game that you are the monster. You're Godzilla and you see the planes coming in from all directions.
Well, there are some video games where you're Godzilla. Mm-hmm. I don't know, they're not VR, but there's the Wii came out with a game. It was like a Godzilla fighting game, like Tekken. You just knock each other into buildings and shit. It's it's great fun. It's fantastic. I was good with
Rampage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except Rampage was like levels where you're running through buildings. This was like a 3D environment where it's two monsters go in, one leaves, and you're just beating the crap out of each other across the city landscape. It's awesome.
No, you mentioned it. I've seen footage of it.
Yeah, first time I played it, I got the shit kicked out of me by a 7-year-old playing Mothra.
Always.
And it's like, you know what? This kid is just like waving around his little Wiimote, and I was just like, fuck, I'm screwed. I'm not
little fucking Wii savant or something.
This guy is like kicking my ass. And then, once I was like, I can't play this kid anymore. And then another one comes in and kicks my ass like the same. I'm like, all right, you two play each other. I'm just gonna fucking
and then I'm gonna
not
kick
play
both
this
your
game
asses
anymore.
on the
I'm gonna go have a beer.
Can't do this.
Which you can't.
Kids are kicking my ass.
I know my little nephew kicks my ass all the time at Mario fucking World or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And Smash Brothers. I'm like, I can't compete with you.
Yeah, I got a little brother who's like 7, and like that kid is like a whiz at video games. Like I was just like, I thought I was decent,
Yep, it's
like,
genetic memory. I'm telling you,
but
born
holy
with it.
shit! Like this kid, there's like kids that age, like growing up on technology to the point where they're just basically going to transcend into the internet before like age 12 or some shit.
Yeah,
like I don't even like. Yeah, I don't know. He's gonna shut down some mainframes. That kid.
I fear for what technology is going to be like in the future with kids like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember what it was I was reading earlier. Adriana, where's your spanner? What?
Wait, what?
Terry calls wrenches spanners. Fucking
yeah, because that's what those like weird people across the pond.
I was trying to say it secretly so someone wouldn't pick on it.
Secretely?
Secretely?
I don't have
what
a
are you
spanner.
secreting?
What's a spanner?
It's
a wrench.
It's English, Australian, British people slang for wrench.
If you didn't say anything, I should
It's
wouldn't know.
gibberish.
It's like how they use meter instead of like feet.
Neil, I should get rich just so my name can be blue and he can match the blue butterfly.
I think I'm offended, Neil, that I don't have a wrench because
you're not getting one.
My name is Ocean.
No,
so
you're not getting one.
And like I'm the only one. The guy named Ocean is the only one that doesn't have a blue name.
Just give everybody a bridge.
I'm
Maybe the ocean's polluted.
I'm pissed, Neil.
The British do not say meter instead of feet.
I'm straight
They
up
say
offended.
meter instead of yard. Get it straight.
Make Ocean suffer.
I'm on it.
Oh, I didn't realize you were actually going to do it.
Of course I am.
I have a okay.
Snarky always says usually I'm like the Oprah with wrenches. You get a wrench and you get a wrench.
Everybody, look underneath your chair.
Oh, I got a wrench.
Yeah, I got a spanner.
I got a blind spanner.
Mine's
wait, he got a
defective.
spanner,
What
but I got a
was
wrench.
a spanner.
Spanner is a different tool, actually.
I don't know what's
Did I get
happening.
wrenched?
Somebody needs to do a Google search on that.
Well,
and
if
figure
you
out
want to
what the
get
fuck is-
technically, a spanner is a sort of a wrench, but a shifter is a shifter.
Yeah, it's in the car. It's what you change gears with.
Spanner, noun, British, a wrench.
Rich.
There you go.
What?
Well, you call
It's
them
a type
adjustable,
of
I just looked
you
it up
call
in the
them adjustable
dictionary.
wrenches, which is a shifter to us.
What?
An adjustable wrench.
It's a
Yeah,
shifter.
I
is a
think
shifter,
Oh.
yeah.
So you call it a
Yeah, it's
shifter?
just slang
That
terms,
makes sense.
man. That's all it is.
I don't know.
I
That's
know.
probably a better term for what it is, rather than just calling both of them a wrench.
Yeah.
Because calling both of them a wrench does get confusing after a while. Because it's like, hey, hand me a wrench. Then someone hands you.
Hey, Nacha.
Except what you say is hand me a crescent wrench. Like
Well,
at least here, like if you're working here, like
No, what happens is I get handed a monkey wrench. And then
Yeah.
it's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? That's not what I said.
Well,
That's
we've
not
got
even a
ring
wrench.
spanners and we've got open-end spanners. So what you call an open-end spanner, it must be called a crescent.
You just have to be more specific in whatever.
most of my tools
That- I mean,
are
this whole-
Craftsman.
Everybody's throwing a wrench into this conversation. I don't know what's going on.
Most of my tools are Craftsman. So if I ask you for an adjustable wrench and you say you're giving me a crescent wrench, you're going to get sued for trademark infringement.
Because it ain't made by Crescent.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Half of mine are Craftsman, the other half are Snap-on.
All right,
I gotta-
Ocean. Sorry, Matthew. Just want to make a quick.
Oh, I
little
see that I have a
announcement.
spanner, wrench,
You
crescent,
have a spanner now, and so do
monkey
you.
wrench,
Your
whatever the
bets are
fuck it is.
cool.
But now I'm
It's a
blue.
pipe wrench.
That's really
Yes,
what
you are.
matters. Is my name is
Well,
blue.
You wanted it to be blue. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Hey, I
coming.
want it to be blue.
I'm
And I'm
coming.
gonna start
are.
banning everybody in the chat now.
it's very late on the set. So I'm going to go to bed again.
Just start kicking everybody out.
Just like nobody can talk anymore. Fuck
Well,
it.
then how do you make mine purple?
I don't think I have that capability. I'm sorry, Purple.
Oh my god.
Well, there
How'd you
goes
why?
your status
Why?
as an all-powerful god.
I never claimed to be. What the hell are you talking about?
Poor Badger's
No,
over
but
there.
people
trying to
claimed it
talk.
about you, Neil, so that means that you must be.
People claim it about. This is news to me.
It's the hair, Neil.
Yeah, but I don't have the
Say
tacky
great
white
to see
beard though.
everyone having a good chat. It's the
I mean,
middle of the night.
my
so
beard
go to
is
bed.
white.
Good night.
But...
Okay, Badger.
If
Are you
the
out of here,
other tell-
Badger?
See you later.
I said I'm going to bed.
Oh,
The
night,
Badger.
Badger.
Just
Yeah,
wanted
my
to come
bad.
in and say stop talking shit about the Brits.
Sorry about that.
Hey,
Crazy
we'll
ass limey
fucking
Badger.
talk all the fucking
It's-
shit we want. Fucker.
It's late for me. What are you? How? Like, where are you at?
He's a
Mr.
stupid
Badger?
o'clock. He's
I am
stupid
at
o'clock.
2:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay. That's not as late as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
I'm
Badger's
also-
like 6 hours ahead of me.
I
I'm
thought
also at the time of day where if I hung around,
like, where are you? The middle of the Atlantic? What's going on? How are you getting? How was it 2 in the morning where you're at?
that's because I'm British.
He's in England, which is
Things
in the middle
work
of the
different
I thought
Atlantic.
over
England was
there.
like 5 hours
So,
ahead of Eastern
I'm
Standard.
also at the time of day where if I hang around and try to stay for the full thing, this will happen at some point.
Oh yeah, he's known for that happening in my
It'll be
stream.
like
That's
Badger.
never
Wake up.
happened before.
Badger,
Well,
wake up.
It's
Wake up.
it's not so bad when it happens in someone else's stream. I actually was in a stream once where the host fell asleep. And the rest of us were sitting there in the side chat because he wasn't talking. He just had his head down on the desk.
So Neil fell asleep.
No, I'm not going to say who it was, but
That's
I'm
funny.
gonna make my escape. Speak to you all later. Good night.
Yeah, good.
Good night.
Badger.
Have a good night, Badger.
I have fallen asleep. You're referring to you're not referring to the one when I was up in Kamloops at Don's place, right?
no, it wasn't anybody in here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Because I did
God's
fall
gonna
asleep.
get mad at me. I'm telling him the Earth is flattened on a turtle. I'm doubling down on that now.
The Earth is banana
nice.
shaped. Don't you know that?
I like raptor-shaped Earth.
Raptor.
The picture of that, and it's got all the plants, and the Earth looks like a big fucking raptor.
I have seen. Have you seen where the Earth is actually a cat playing with Australia? It's another reason why Australia doesn't exist. The cat ate it.
Society.
The cat booted it off the.
Yeah. No. If anything is true about cats, then Australia, if it existed at any point, doesn't exist anymore because it was knocked off the surface by the cat.
Or knocked right off the edge.
Well, that is why we know the Earth is not flat, because cats would have pushed everything off the edge long ago.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
We cannot have cats, flat Earth, and objects on the Earth. That's just true.
That's right.
These are three things that cannot coexist with one another.
They would have been able to jump up high enough to get over that ice wall. So.
Yeah, it's just a logical inconsistency.
Someone was going on about the ice wall on flat Earth, and I'm like, I'm just waiting for the Night King to come crashing through.
Oh, did you?
They do, but some of them do believe there's like whole other worlds and continents over there.
Oh yeah.
On the other side of the ice wall. It's some good shit, man. I've looked at like some of it. It's like, man, this is some serious fucking awesome fictional world building. If you wanted to like write a story about this kind of shit, but it's like, there was a friend of mine actually that believed that the globe, we were in like a hollow Earth. We were actually on the inside of it, and that we have to like reach beyond our experience of reality in order to get glimpses of the true reality and things like that. And he's like flat earthers / concave earther kind of thing. And I was just like, I was listening to him talk and everything like that, and I was just like, dude, this is great shit. Like there needs to be like a whole fantasy world built off of what the fuck you're saying, because I don't care whether or not it's true. It's awesome. And I really wanted him to do that. There's also another, the same guy I was talking to, like, because he went through like a flat earth stage, and I was like, dude, his name was Commando, and I was like, I want to start a pizza shop with you called Commando's Pizza, where we just make pizzas that are based on what the Earth looks like. Like that.
That's great.
I really want, and the crust is the ice wall. Like this is what I wanted to do. I was seriously considering starting a pizza venture with this person, but I don't think that he would make very good pizza.
Have you ever seen those pizza joints that use, instead, you know how a lot of pizza joints use little tiny plastic things to keep the box from crushing for delivery, and there's some that use like little dough balls.
Yeah.
Dough balls.
What you need is they
that's what I call
them.
Dough balls. Yeah.
Dough balls.
Oh, I've never seen that. I live in Nebraska, so
we had a friend named Dough Balls. But hang on, but if you're gonna do the whole flat Earth,
why was he
thing,
called Dough Balls?
You could have one of them look like a sun and the other one look like a moon.
Yeah.
Put them in there.
Yeah,
there you go.
No, that's what that's exactly, like I was thinking, like some continents would be pepperoni, some would be mushrooms or whatever the fuck, and then you could have them at like different levels.
Australia,
I think like a deep dish pizza would be amazing and all of that.
Yeah, the meat would correspond with the country. They're the meat that is more common.
There you go. There you go.
The United States would be bacon.
No, Canada is back bacon.
Well, then you can't have Australia because he's going to put sheep on a pizza.
America would be beef. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
And Canada would be bacon. And then Britain would be Canadian bacon.
What? How the fuck does that register?
Canadians don't even like Canadian bacon. What the hell?
Yeah. we call it back bacon.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
France would be a snail.
You hoser.
France would be a croissant.
It's a snail. It would be a snail.
Or a snail.
Snail, yeah.
Snail meat. There you go. Escargot. What was that?
Japan,
there's a joke like that.
Okay, pepperoni. Robert's saying in Nebraska they bring pizza on horseback.
Yeah, that's
it just leads me to the question of, when the horse gets too old, do they recycle it for the pizza?
Yeah, it becomes pizza topping. You'll never know the difference.
Texas would be its own topping, but it
would
still
be glue. It could be glue.
Yeah.
You put enough seasoning in a sausage, and you've no way to tell what kind of animal it used to be.
You just keep chewing that, city boy.
That means like Italy, we just put like a little Ferrari on top of it.
There you go.
This pizza's getting weird.
And partially inedible.
Yeah, we're actually adding an non-eatable shit on our pizza.
I was about to say, you're
people
saying
think if
inanimate
What do you
objects.
mean, like
I don't know
pineapple?
That
what
too.
I don't know what you're eating. That's not.
But don't bring the pineapple into it. Don't bring the pineapple into it, though.
Yeah,
What
so like
the hell is that?
pineapple.
Is that a Ferrari logo going in your mouth?
Did you just eat a Ferrari F whatever the fuck?
F40.
New
Is that
Ferrari
what you
F whatever the fuck for 2019.
It's on a pizza. It's an
comes with
expensive
tires.
pizza.
It all is, yeah. 140,000 for one
I
song.
wish you guys. I swear to God, I wish you guys could have been there when I introduced my daughter to flat earthers.
Oh my goodness! Why?
I didn't even do it on purpose, but I was just having a conversation with her about skeptical thought, like where I was just saying, look, it's perfectly fine to have a justified belief in something, but if somebody tells you something, don't just take it to heart. Look it up. Like, you have a phone that I've given you. You have access to Google and Alexa. Go find out
Go
if
to
it's true.
flatearthsociety.com and see if the information is there.
Right? So she says, well, she was going through this stage where she's like, give me an example. Give me the gist. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's an example of something I can be skeptical about? I said, well, some people believe the earth is flat. And she said, what?
I like her already.
And I said,
Skeptical
yes.
child is skeptical.
I said, some people believe that the earth is flat. She was like a pancake? Like a freaking pancake?
No, like a pizza.
Yeah.
With a Ferrari for Italia.
With a Ferrari on it.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, a bit.
Italia.
For
a bit like
Italy. That's it.
Yeah, like a bit like a pancake. She says, but, and she was so innocent. She was so pissed off. She's like 9, and she was so fucking upset. Like, she was so upset about that. She was like, I've got Google. I can take your phone right now and show how that's not true. I've read all about that. That's nonsense. And I was like, I know it is. And the whole time I'm driving and trying to not wreck, because I'm laughing my full head off. And she said, listen. She said, listen, Dad, I'm gonna diagnose those people with whacked out poo brain.
I've not heard of that one before.
That needs to be the new saying, whacked out poo brain.
Until I got involved on YouTube a year and a half ago, I did not realize anyone took Flat Earth seriously. I thought it was just a joke.
No.
Me too.
Yeah, so it's only been about a year and a half that I've realized that anyone actually believes that shit.
I know.
In a roundabout way.
I'm still not convinced. To be honest. There's a part of me that's skeptical.
Have you did anybody watch the Logan Paul video about that?
No.
Last night.
Hey, he's a fucking flat earther.
It was he's not a flat earther, but it was a really interesting little thing. I say really interesting in that, oh God, why did I watch that? But it came out with a 50-minute little documentary about his journey into the flat earth, and it's like, to the edge and back, I think it's what it's called. And he goes to the flat earth.
Exactly what it's called.
He goes to the flat earth convention, and there's he has interviews with people. He doesn't have any debunking whatsoever. It just shows him slowly getting more and more convinced by it, and he falls in love with this chick that's extremely hot, who's a flat earther.
Of course,
it's funny. It's really funny.
She's flat, or she's a flat? No.
That's funny. It is funny.
She's definitely not flat. She's a flat earther.
Okay.
It was great.
It is funny.
She has an Australian accent. I don't know how she had an Australian accent. Australia doesn't exist, but she.
And it is funny because I've actually considered pretending to be a freaking young Earth creationist just so I can get a date where I'm at.
I've known a good number of men who have changed their religion just for a hot girl.
Hitchens. Hitchens did it twice.
See, I was a Catholic, and now I'm a Southern Baptist because of this hot chick.
I want to say Hitchens. Hitchens was.
I mean, I guess it is, but
I want to say Christopher Hitchens was sworn into the Orthodox Church and as a Jew.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Over both of his wives.
So I know a guy that apparently he became Mormon in order to hook up with Mormon chicks, and
it's not uncommon.
He started actually rising in the ranks of the Mormon Church.
Oh, I'm sure
as a result. And
sure
it was
he got a lot of rise out of it.
He was like, well, I mean, that's not what I meant, but
speech is done.
Not wrong either, but it's still not what I meant. It's that, he started dating like a lot of them back to back, and he would break up with them by saying, "Well, I feel like God is telling us not to be together anymore." And,
what a cop out.
And he'd be like, "It's and they'd be like, okay."
Not just
it was.
Yeah,
after that,
yeah,
he gave up on it once they made him a deacon of the church. And he was just, once they made him a deacon, he was like, dude, I've gone too far.
I think this was
supposed to last this long.
What did I do?
I just wanted to bang chicks. I didn't plan on being a fucking deacon.
Ocean Notch has gone one step further for the Australian.
Say what? Oh,
Australian
flippers actually believe Australia doesn't exist despite living here. It's hard for me to read that without doing an accent, eh?
Yeah.
Crikey. Mate, you've gone off the edge there.
I'm not your witness.
I don't know. The accent that I gave was like a cross between South African, New Zealand, and Australian, and I'm sorry for all the people that hate each other that are in those locations.
And you threw in a little Canadian A at the end of it too.
A?
Which I kind of dug that part.
Take off, you hoser.
On Hammered Out with Girls today, I went
Sorry.
onto a fucking tirade as a Youper at the beginning of the show, and that was a bad. I was just like, I ended it with, now everybody in Michigan is mad at me. It's not going to work. It's all Upper Peninsula people. They're just going to be straight up offended. I think you heard that, Purple. I think you were in there, weren't you? Yeah.
But see, if you make jokes of the Youpers, that will not upset most of the people in Michigan. Most of Michigan does not give a fuck about the Upper Peninsula.
That's what
I guess that's
heard.
fair. I guess it's everybody in Minnesota.
Yeah, for all practical purposes, this is northeastern Wisconsin. We're not really part of Michigan.
It's not like they trade with the rest of this. Like, there's water stopping
like
them from getting over here.
North of Milwaukee.
The only reason we're part of Michigan is because they get all our tax money. None of it gets back up here, so our roads never get fixed, but all the tax money goes to Lansing.
Well, arguably, none of the road money goes to Detroit either, so...
Yeah, no shit. Have you ever seen the fucking buildings and shit around there? It's like ghetto everywhere.
I was just talking about their roads, but, true.
Yeah, it's actually a shorter drive for me to Chicago than to Detroit.
You live in Wisconsin, then?
Well, I live in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan.
Oh.
But it's a shorter drive for me to drive the entire length of Wisconsin down to Chicago than it would be for me to drive around the Mackinac Bridge down to Detroit.
The lawless land of the Upper Peninsula.
Ocean. Notch says your accent wasn't that bad. He's heard worse, and I think by worse he's referring to me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Or me.
Good.
Mine's awful.
Robert's going to be in Australia.
I just watched a lot of The Crocodile Hunter when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. And
God
of course Paul Hogan.
Peace be upon him.
Yeah.
Is he even still alive? Paul
Terry, have you seen my mom yet? Because she's in Australia right now.
Has she? Whereabouts?
I don't know. Just if you see some lady walking around that's kind of
is that a way of saying she's upside
maniac?
down?
Yes. Oh yeah. But we knew that anyways.
If you see a giant,
she's here.
If you see a giant woman with like long hair that looks like a biker,
no.
Kind of looks like Terry. I mean, not Terry, but Neil.
My mom, no. My mom looks nothing like me. Hey, I was adopted.
There we go.
If you see this obviously hair-colored, curly-haired lady walking around going, "Oh my God!" everywhere. That's my mom.
I'm sorry,
half of
but
Australia, to be fair.
now I can't get rid of the image of Neil shaved in a dress.
Enjoy that.
Why did you put that image in my head? I need an adult.
Yeah, I got it too.
let's be fair. Let's be fair. Half of my nights are like dominated by that image.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm comfortable with you in my streams anymore, Duke. And Adriana, next time you eat one of them fucking awesome Sonic milkshakes in front of me, I will literally punch you through the screen.
That's a girl.
Take off.
Well, no, not
Sonic.
really, but
I have been
because I'm
suffering.
totally jealous. So,
That's some fucking violence.
I
know,
have been
know.
suffering through
Pent up
commercials
rage.
for Sonic for over 10 years, and I
You
have
never have?
yet to live within 500 miles of one.
Well, Neil,
I've traveled
don't they have
and tried them.
don't they
Fa-
have a
face-
Sonic in Canada, Neil?
No, nowhere.
Face the label around, Adriana, so Neil can see the name.
What?
I know it's Sonic. I know.
Oh, yeah, it's
I know.
Sonic.
No, you only show the name. You only show the label if they're paying you. You don't show for free.
Oh, great! Now I'll never get monetized. What the
Oh,
Just,
no.
A check
You're
from
never gonna
Sonic
get
just
Sonic
arrived
as
at
a
my
sponsor.
door.
They're not sponsored.
I don't know what happened on your channel, but I got paid.
I don't know. You're
don't know what
welcome,
happened.
Sonic.
Were you hoping for Sonic as a sponsorship on your channel, Neil?
Yeah, it'd be cool.
You should
The
do an
conversions-
intro. Like you should play a Sonic commercial before your.
I could always
that
do-
or one of my other favorite U.S. fast
Sonic
food joints.
burgers for atheists.
Sonic, yeah. Or
These
In-N-Out
burgers will make you
burgers,
stop
man.
believing in God.
or it'll make atheists start believing
Oh.
in God.
Yeah.
Do you
But
want to
In-N-Out
switch religions?
burgers is
Do you want to
great, too.
lose all hope? Do you want to believe that God is the kind of thing that would commit genocide? Go to Sonic and have a
Have a
burger.
yeah.
One of
It's funny you
one
should
of
say that.
Gray Skeptics, one of Gray Skeptics' videos from last year. He was trying to shill for Peace Tea. He spent half the video talking about Peace Tea and begging them to give him a sponsorship.
And they were like,
Please,
"Thanks for the free
please,
advertising."
please.
Fuck you.
Yeah, no shit.
That's funny. It's funny. We went to a burger
whole
joint
company
in North
rants.
Carolina once. I have a profound and deep hatred for Jimmy Buffett.
Okay.
Why?
And
I'm a parent head myself.
because he's terrible. So we go to this burger joint. We went to try to get some chicken wings first, and we couldn't get any service. So we went to this burger joint just on a whim, and I ordered up this black and blue burger. I'm sitting there, I'm eating this burger. It was so fucking good. Like Cheeseburger in Paradise by Jimmy Buffett came on. The burger was so fucking good. I literally sat there and thought, maybe Jimmy Buffett ain't so bad.
That's
Black and blue. Is that black Angus meat with blue cheese? Is that what they call
No,
it?
so a black and blue burger would be like a burger that's seasoned with Cajun blackened seasoning, and then has blue cheese on top of it.
yeah.
Oh,
I was
I
close.
love that.
Those are good burgers, and you're making me want a burger now. So Uber
Oh my
Eats, are you
God.
close?
Dude, I go to the truck stop right now and probably have them make me something like that.
Okay,
I
mail
don't
me
know.
one.
I want a burger that's better than
Okay,
a truck
I'll mail you
stop
one.
right now.
They have some of the best food though, especially these mom and pop ones. I got a double cheeseburger today that was just oh my
Taco
God.
Max open. That's not going to be good enough.
Tacos are good.
Looking at the delivery app right now. Yeah,
it's
what
just
do we
gonna
got?
pull
What
it
do
up.
we got?
It's like, all right, what's open?
I could just
Taco
jump on the
Max
ferry,
serves American
go
food.
across on the little mini ferry on the river here, and hit Wally Burgers, which is where all the musicians like rock stars like Aerosmith and all that, they used to stop here and eat there because their burgers are fucking awesome.
All right, Taco Mac. Can I get something for less than
Well,
40
since
bucks?
it's after 8 o'clock at night here, there's nothing open within 50 miles except a gas station.
So you need one of them places that delivers with a drone then.
I heard Amazon started doing that.
Yeah, I don't
Signature
think anyone's
Burgers.
doing that.
Yeah, but for me, it's an hour drive to anything at all, even a fast
Holy
food.
sh-
There's no
Why
black
would,
and
why
blue
would
burger.
you live where you live? Fuck, you know what they say? If there's not a subway within walking distance, you're not supposed to be living there.
Well,
That's
there-
so far.
Ranch cheddar burger.
There is a Subway and a McDonald's in town. They're both closed by now.
Let's
they
be
are there.
fair. Let's be fair. It is absolutely unreasonable to give somebody $8 to put fucking cheese and meat on bread for you.
I agree.
I don't believe in that
Honestly-
shit at all.
There's a whole bunch of other shit they have to do. I worked fast food before, and that shit ain't
Yeah.
easy.
Well, you have
I
to pay
have
overhead.
absolutely-
It's more than a sandwich assembly job.
Yep.
The
But the
I
overhead
have
is killer.
absolutely no interest in living here. I want to get back to Minnesota. I'm just trapped here because the whole town is so fucking broke. Nobody can afford to pay for my skills. So I can make enough money to keep going, but I can't make enough money to get the fuck out of here.
Well, you know what? I'll just pick you up on the way. I have a big truck. I'll just throw you in my sleeper, and we'll just go.
So Ocean, you're entirely right. I should stop my bigoted anti-fucking fast food worker bullshit.
Yes, you should, because I was a grill slinger once too, buddy.
There's a lot of shit that goes into that, dude. It's not just a bunch of fucking. It's not just a bunch of teenagers.
People assembling fucking sandwiches for your tight ass.
Hey, Russ, the reason why all the shit's so expensive, though, the overhead is a killer on most restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they should be paying their fucking workers more, maybe a little bit.
They should.
You think?
They should.
Well, the overhead.
Because if I'm paying $8 for a burger.
Waste.
Yeah,
the
because they
amount of
got to
stuff they throw away.
And then they lock up their dumpsters and they don't let the homeless people get in them. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I think they should just box that shit up and send it out that night somewhere for people to eat, like the homeless and stuff like that.
They should, absolutely. I mean, fuck. Why not? I mean, it's just going to fucking waste.
Well, you lock it up. So...
Jesus, I'm in a room full of goddamn communists.
Look, you're not.
God damn
sorry,
it.
Duke.
We're all in separate rooms, but okay.
I ain't
Sorry,
Duke.
dude.
This is Cletus, man. Cletus, goddammit.
Cletus. Hey.
Sorry, Cletus. Sorry, Cletus. Then
What's wrong with all you people?
We're all fucked in the head.
So
some of us have been drinking.
Oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm drinking some awful fucking
not me.
$8 wine. It fucking sucks, but I paid $8 for it, so down the hatch it goes.
You don't want to waste that $8, do you?
Yeah, no, especially since I'm paying $10 to park every day here. And I can't deliver till fucking Monday.
Realistically, it's actually $18 wine then.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's what you should tell people. It's $18 wine.
It's $18 wine, and it's terrible.
It's terrible at $8 and it's terrible at $18. I've had
gotta find you a fucking Trader Joe's and get you some $3 chuck.
What's that?
What is that even?
Trader Joe's has like these $3 wines that are, for lack of a better way to say it, delicious. But it's
really?
$3.50 a bottle.
Wow, really?
And it's kind of fucking famous amongst hipsters and people that will just go.
I've heard of Trader Joe's. I just didn't know about that.
Oh, figures. The goddamn hipsters are ruining this goddamn country. Fuckers.
Yeah, I don't understand why anybody would wear. I don't understand why any man would wear a beard, a man bun, and a goddamn cardigan at the same fucking time. That's
talk to Evans.
That's blasphemous. Blasphemous.
But no, like all with all seriousness, if you're ever near a Trader Joe's and you want alcohol, they've got really good shit for really good prices.
You know, we discovered the Olive Garden. Me and my girlfriend, we went to the Olive Garden one time, and they have
just recently.
No, this was like 6 years ago. We went to the Olive Garden. They have this Moscato, and they call it a breakfast Moscato. And we aren't wine drinkers. I drink Scotch, and she doesn't drink anything anymore. But we had this, and we drank an entire bottle in one sitting, and started on the next one. And we're like, okay, I gotta drive from Omaha to Columbus, so we need to stop. But yeah, and then our local grocery store chain started carrying it, so we didn't have to go to the Olive Garden every time to get it. And it is sweet, and it doesn't taste like your typical wine, and it's like, get in my belly. It's fucking awesome.
Russ is like, I usually take over the chats when I'm in, so if Neil wants me in, I'll come in. Which is kind of right, but most of the time, Russ, we don't really mind if you chat a lot. That's kind of the point of these things. But when you and Duke are in the chat at the same time,
Christ
nobody
almighty,
gets a word in
Jesus.
edgewise.
It's the end of the fucking world. It's like that. Me and fucking Russ or me and fucking Evans. It's like no.
I normally would be drinking by now, but I've got to do my stream at midnight, And last week, Lavender Lady kept me going until 7 o'clock in the morning.
We just like having you here because whenever we need an insect reference,
it's okay.
We got our star here for that.
So cockroaches. What's the difference between German cockroaches and water bugs, like the flying ones?
How hard you
water
step
bugs
on
are way cooler. And actually,
we have an insect
in
expert in here, though. I think
I was walking in the park the other day, and there was an Asian water bug, like a giant water bug that you never see here. So I'm imagining that because we have a very, very large population of Asians here in the Lower Mainland. No, I'm serious. And I think one of them had what I'm trying to say is I think one of them had one as a pet, and it got out.
Okay, this has become like radically anti-Asian.
No, it's not.
I feel that
he could tell they were Asian because they couldn't drive.
No, I'm not going anywhere near that. I just
why don't you tell us how you really feel, dude? Did you have a bad experience? Did you have a bad experience as a young man? Like, what's going on here?
Actually, what most often happens with those is that they stow away when they bring in ornamental plants.
That's what I was going to say next.
Yes, of course.
And it flew into the park.
I still want to know how he knew the bug.
Actually, I have a question.
I'm like, fuck, that looks like a giant water bug, and we don't have them here. And the biggest ones that I know of come from places like that. So I looked it up, and it had a picture of it.
What?
Like in the Asian continent.
The Asian.
We get it, dude. We get it.
There. And so I looked it up, and sure enough, this one came from China. So
wow.
Actually, I do.
Those
I do
filthy
have a
Easterners
question
with their
for
filthy
Adriana.
Eastern ways. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
I do have a question for Adriana.
Mm-hmm.
I had heard somebody told me that cockroaches can stay underwater for like half an hour. Is that true?
I'm trying to remember my physiology class. We actually did an experiment. Actually, I did an experiment where we actually tried to draw cockroaches.
Today, class,
I need nuclear weapons.
Drown cockroaches.
That was our first physiology class, I think. Physiology lab class, I think.
Madagascar one.
So what you're saying is that you guys are anti-cockroach and you were performing torturous and barbaric practices against these cockroaches?
Cockroachicide.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
My mom was traumatized when I told her about that.
She was committing cockroachicide.
Well, basically, I'm just wondering, does this mean that flushing them down the drain doesn't do anything? That, they can stay underwater long enough and crawl back up.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Air bubble there.
This is a goddamn breeding ground for anti-cockroach fucking propaganda.
Oh my goodness.
I won't stand for it, goddammit.
Like you, Duke, I am appalled.
I can see it on your face.
Are you a Logan Paul or?
I am simply appalled. I think that these jokes shouldn't fly like cockroaches.
All right, so you guys, I have to go. So
I was going to ask Adriana how long she knew, like, while drowning them when they were dead. Did the bubbles just come up or stop coming up?
Why do you want details of the torturous activities that this woman was involved in?
I know, right? Like,
because
what are you some kind of torture
experiments that were taking place
on
the hapless cockroach population?
Absolutely. Like, I'm with Ocean on this, man. We do not need cockroach torture porn.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
Right.
Where's your
Especially getting into the gruesome details of the
right behind
torture.
her, she's got a board with all sorts of insects.
Yeah, she's got a board
with
the size of the sentient creatures that she's shoved a fucking needle through. And slammed onto the, like, she keeps them fucking hanging on the wall behind her. It's disgusting.
That's a, like, she's like the
completely
fucking
immoral practices of insect torture.
Everybody knows that
she basically has a Roman field of crucifixion hanging on the wall behind her. One of those bugs is Christ. One of those bugs is Christ.
She's the fucking Joseph Mendel of goddamn insects. This is terrible, man.
Everybody knows.
She had these bugs. She was pissed at him, and she was like, "Which one of you assholes is Spartacus?" And they were all like, "I'm Spartacus." So she was just like, "Fine." Slam the fucking pins between all of them.
Everybody knows that
through it, and she's
small
screaming,
animals.
"The shadow of Rome is vast, and you will yet die under it, all you little fucks."
Everybody knows that torturing small animals is the first sign of a serial killer. She just started really small.
She is displaying the carcasses of her journeys.
And then, you know what? She's only empowered by the fucking absolute anti-fucking insect rhetoric that's being pushed everywhere, especially in the right-wing community and amongst these goddamn anti-skeptic right-wing fucking YouTubers.
Right-wing community.
Yeah, that's anti-flies especially.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of serial killer documentaries, so that's why I was interested in the bubbles.
Okay.
God,
I don't know. You're trying to figure out. Are you trying to refine your?
Like, we're sitting here making all these like incredible descriptions of the horrors of this killing bugs, and you managed to take it and just make it uncomfortable. Like, how did you fucking do that?
Because I am me.
Well, my question, my question, Matthew, is like, were you trying to refine your methods?
See you, Robert.
Maybe, because you can learn from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to hear in the chat isn't following you.
Who?
Adriana. Is she on Twitter? I'm like, yeah, both.
No, I totally want to follow Adriana right now. This is great.
She's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's something about torturing bugs that gives me,
You mean Twitter as in the insects?
Insects are cool.
Insects are cool. Oh yeah.
Birds like insects.
I think I'm following.
Birds like insects.
You are, yeah.
I have a bird.
Nom 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 nom.
It's a blue jay too. You must be a Toronto fan.
This is actually my favorite bird. This is my favorite bird. That's why I have it.
Blue jay?
Yeah.
We don't have those versions of blue jays here. We have
Canadian versions.
They are. Shut up. Stellar jays. They're mountain jays. Stellar jays.
They have super. They have super.
Yeah, they say. Oh, he's right. They do say A, but they go.
Is it insects are cool or insects are cool too?
Insects are cool too. Insects are cool was taken, so I just had to add the two. So.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah. So like they have blue jays that are super apologetic.
Brand, you fuckers are still
going. They like Canadian blue jays hold the door way too fucking long so it becomes like goddamn uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden they're a doorman.
Yeah, I'm not getting paid for this, but I'm very polite.
And that's your story, and you're sticking to it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Every chance I get.
You guys, I got to end this because I got to take off. It's getting to be late. And I got to get up at 4 a.m.
The anti-insect.
Yeah, this anti-insect and
done.
Australia doesn't exist propaganda. I can't have this shit on my channel anymore. Yeah, that's right.
That's just not enough.
And
I tried to find a better webcam today, but
that's right. Yeah, you need one.
Walmart fucking sucks. they go, yeah, we got this one here. It's a little Logitech, which is also a fucking SD VGA camera. I'm like, okay, my computer, which I should have looked into a little better, comes with that. I'm gonna get one you can clip on and I just wonder if I can. I wonder if I can do my Sony HD cam or take one of those GoPros and hack it into this.
Yeah, you should totally just USB. Yeah. You should be able to just USB it in.
Yeah. You should just coach Red Pill it, man. Just go spend like $3,000 on cameras and then just make shitty fucking content.
Dude, that's what's coming up for. That's the kind of coin we're going to be dropping to run the call-in show that Randolph and I are starting up.
It's going to be great.
I'm going to call in just to troll you. You know that.
Right? I am too. I know that.
I fully expect it.
Cletus T. Beauregard is calling that show.
And also, just so you guys know, we will have like every second or third episode that we do, we'll be on once every 2 weeks. I think is the best we can do right now. but we're going to have guests on with us. So I'll be calling on many of you to come on and be a guest host with us.
So you're gonna need a lovable cunt at some point, right?
No, Randolph and I already have it planned out. He's going to be good cop. I'm going to be bad cop, or it's his daughter called bad pirate. Sure, but that's not how we're going to address you on the show.
Did you just say butt pirate?
No.
Every time he says something.
Every
time.
That's what happens when you talk over people. You get butt pirate.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a pirate.
Poor Neil.
Pirate.
Poor Neil. He goes on these. He hosts these streams, and Neil's like 90% of the time he's like, fuck. Fuck.
That's okay. That's all right. That's what makes these things fun. I got lots of friends with like really, really sharp wit and good senses of humor. So
I'm not one of those. I don't have sharp wit.
I'm sorry, Neil. I'll try better.
We just want you in here, Terry, for the whole accent thing. So,
well, yeah, you gotta have the limeys.
Yeah, and like, listen, honestly, Terry, somebody has to represent New Zealand.
Yeah, because you don't want Ray Comfort and Ken Ham doing that shit.
That's right. Someone's got to.
If I had the camera, you'd be able to see what I'm doing in sign language.
I don't know that we want to see that though.
Here's a whole.
I want to see it. I want to see it. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay, well, we'll take a look.
All right, guys.
Our brains.
I got to bring it to a close because I got to head out of here. So.
Okay.
All
right.
But thanks you guys for jumping in. It's been a lot of fun. Adriana, I promise next time that you're in one of my chats, we'll try to refrain from asking you insect questions all the time.
I won't.
Okay.
Her name is
all right.
Insects Are Cool. You think she minds being asked about insects? Like she
Valid
literally
point.
pinned several
Jesus.
carcasses of the creatures on the wall behind her.
For every fucking
We just
step
talked
forward
about
we
the
take.
Spartacus execution style event that she went through in order to have
Look.
that.
Serial
Like she
killer.
went through some effort. Give the woman some credit. Let's ask her some crazy insect questions.
And absolutely, for every fucking 2 steps we take forward in the fucking equal rights for insects fucking conversation, you take us 5
Adriana.
steps back.
Oh, sorry.
Adriana finds like whatever social activists among the insect world, and she adds them to her fucking collection.
Well, Adriana, I know that I could go and fill at least an hour just talking about dragonflies with you.
Sure.
Just so you guys, and Russ, sorry about that, buddy. I would have let you in, but we're going to be ending this pretty quick. Otherwise, I'd say jump in. And now Mole is here. Mole, you are always like beyond fashionably late. That's all I can say. And I just want to rub it in that both Ocean and myself are going to be hanging out and having a really good time in Dallas on the 26th and 27th.
I'm gonna have so many beers there.
Oh,
because,
me too.
Because there's somebody. There's like it's like yeah, let's get each other a beer. It's like yeah, okay, cool, let's do that. All right, cool.
I made the same
I'm doing the math now. It's like it's probably about like 40 fucking beers. I'm gonna have to pace myself. I'm gonna be drunk this entire fucking time. It's like all right. I'm also gonna be buying all these people beers, so I've got to make sure that my bank account's ready to purchase.
Yeah, me too.
Like
gotta
you
keep
know,
up
this
with
many beers.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can't make Faithless Forum, but I'm trying to arrange to pick up Lavender Lady and take her down for the Ark Encounter protest in July.
Oh yeah. I
That's
might try
awesome.
to get up for
Protest
that,
happening.
too.
That thing is dying on its own. You don't even need to protest it. Just let
Well,
it
yeah,
sit there and
because-
suck money.
Last year they
my roommate's home because I smell something cooking.
last year they had an income of $19 million and their expenses were $19,500,000. It's dying.
Cool.
Yeah.
They made money in the millions, though.
Yeah, but they also had the same amount of it. They didn't make it. They lost $500,000.
Well, I mean, that's floating. If you've got millions of dollars coming in like that, then shit. Like at least it's like somewhat balanced. They are losing a lot of fucking money though. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
also as a
That's because
nonprofit,
he didn't help him.
yeah, they don't really have to have their books open, so they can juggle the numbers they release.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's
you know
true.
what? Ken Ham sold that property to himself for $10 for tax evasion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he tried to, but then the lawyer sent him a letter that since he no longer owned it, he now had to pay back all of the tax incentives they had given him immediately. So he reversed the sale.
That's
What
fucking
a
awesome.
douche.
It's funny.
Oh,
I'll never be able to make. I don't think I'll ever be able to make Faithless Forum. I want to really bad, but they always host it on the week when my daughter comes down for spring break. So it's one of those things where it's like, meh.
Nope.
Dude, how old's your daughter?
Can't pass up on that.
How old's your daughter, dude?
She's 9. She's almost 10. And
in 9 years, when she's 18 and considered a legal adult, then you can bring her.
Yeah. In the meantime,
I even be more skeptical.
In the meantime, I can't because I'm not allowed to talk about religion with her.
I know.
By our divorce agreement.
I know. Which I think is ridiculous, but I know.
Well, that doesn't mean you can't talk about flat Earth.
No, we do talk about flat Earth. She was absolutely incensed. I swear to God, like I've never seen that child that angry. Like, she was upset. She was full on pissed off. Like,
really funny.
How can people believe this? I don't know, love. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just trying to drive right now. We're going to fucking Little Caesars for pizza.
Come on, Nacha.
Trying not to wreck the car from laughter.
You've been in my streams before, Nacha. You know how this goes. I announce that I'm leaving, and then 20 minutes later, I'm still here. But
okay,
I've actually been kind of wondering
hoser.
if we can't manage to arrange for there to be a Faithless Forum up in the Midwest, so it's not a 1,000-mile drive for me.
You can talk.
Hey, I'm coming from Georgia as well. That's going to be fun.
And I'm coming from the fucking west coast of British Columbia, people. So if I
the Great White North.
You're coming from
the Great White North, the Great White fucking maple syrup North.
And that's why I thought part of it is if we could do it in the upper Midwest, it's a lot more convenient for all the Canadians.
True.
We can do it in Omaha.
But
let's be fair.
People involved live in Texas, so that's why they.
But I want it to be near me.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do it in Omaha?
I'll tell you what.
Because
Randolph
Omaha
and I'll
sucks.
start. Randolph and I'll start the Canadian Faithless Forum, and then all you guys can come up here.
Yeah, Canadian. If you have a Canadian Faithless Forum, I will travel.
That's that. Well, you know what? I'll talk to him. Maybe
out.
we can arrange something like that.
I can't get a
for all the
passport
YouTubers get together. Why?
because I got a DWI.
Well, fucking stop doing that.
Yeah.
I
I'm in
did
the
like
process of
20
renewing
years
mine.
ago.
I've got a similar problem I'm
Can't you get
working on.
pardoned?
That I can't go into Canada unless I can get something pulled off my record from 25 years ago.
Then
Yeah,
get pardoned.
what do we talk to the Prime Minister about that? Or
Listen, you guys have to really learn how to hide the bodies.
Just get Trudeau
in that.
Well, if somebody's there to meet me, it wouldn't be a problem. I can just take a boat across Lake Superior and I can
There you
avoid all
go.
the checkpoints.
There you go.
Robo.
And I
So
know
so you'll be a wetback then.
Yeah.
Oh, and it wasn't even me. It wasn't even me.
What the
I'm Mexican. I can make them kind of jokes. Okay? You'll be a wetback just like us, eh?
Now he's one of them snow Mexicans. Now he's Canadian.
Snow
Mexican.
Holy shit! Get out of the snow globe. Stop being a racist. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm allowed to because he's part Mexican.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
We could do the Mexican jokes because I'm half Mexican. So go ahead.
Hey, wait. Half does not equate to whole.
It's close enough. You know what? You know why Mexicans hate grilling? It's the Mexican fractions that are half Canadian.
Okay, we're totally lost.
This is done. This is done.
You know why
Right,
Mexicans hate grilling, right? Because we can't keep the beans from falling through the grill.
And now,
Hey, Nacha.
that's okay. You guys can continue to hang out. I'm just not going to be live anymore.
Whatever.
Okay.
All right, you Neil, with your fucking real life where you go do things with people.
You have real friends and actual live ones and stuff.
You fucking jerk. With your angel face. God damn it.
The jerking comes later. No, I'm just kidding. So anyways,
Dicks out for Jesus.
Not just got to throw that line in there just before we go. Thanks everybody for watching. Remember, it's called faith because it's not knowledge, and we'll see you guys next time.